The total number of specimens represented in the collection is about 11 million, and that includes about 8 million eggs and larvae, so they're very small, they fit in very small containers. It's about 400,000 adults that are in big jars and tanks. We have a contract with the National Marine Fisheries Service, so they give us all of the material from their surveys every year. We take a tissue sample that we put into 95% ethanol, and then it eventually ends up in a minus 80 Celsius freezer. So that tissue collection is used in genetics projects all around the world. We send subsamples of tissues to researchers very frequently. And then the fish itself goes into a 10% formalin solution or a formaldehyde solution. And once the fish is in formaldehyde, you can't get DNA out of it anymore. So that's why it's important we take that tissue sample first. And then the fish stays in formaldehyde for a few days to a few weeks, depending on how big it is. And then we transfer them into 70% ethyl alcohol. And once they're in that ethyl alcohol solution, that's what they stay in forever. People think, well, why don't you just get one or two of each? And then that shows you what that species is. And if you think about it, I tell this to school groups. Imagine aliens came from another planet to our planet and they wanted to learn about humans. If they came and took one human, what would that tell them? Not very much, right? It would tell them about that one human. It would not tell them anything about babies versus grandparents, you know, people from North America versus people from Africa, you know, huge variation within one species. So this is about the cutest fish ever. It's called the Pacific spiny lumpsucker. They're adorable. Their pelvic fins are modified into a suction cup. So they can actually attach down onto rocks and seaweed. So it allows them to be in kind of a higher current area where there's more food, but they don't have to spend that much energy because they're terrible swimmers, right? They look basically like a golf ball. But if they can attach to something, then they can be where there's more food and not have to spend all this energy swimming.